There we go. I love those videos. They're quite snazzy. I love those
Very
videos.
snazzy.
Only thing is, you never know when they're going to end and when you have to start talking. That's the problem.
Now's the time. Now's the time.
Let's start talking. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us. So we are just waiting for our special guest to arrive. So in the meantime, you have to listen to us wittering on for a good few minutes. So I'm Rachel. I'm one of the organisers and co-host at the festival this year.
Oh, I thought you were going to introduce me then. Do I have to do it myself? I'm Nikki, also one of the organisers, and yeah, see you at the festival.
So I can't believe that it's this close, actually. I've got it on countdown. Let's see how many days we've got. So, well, I'm picking people up in 19 days. So I've got 19 days to start packing my bags and get ready. So it's getting very close. We've still got just a handful of day tickets available for Saturday or Sunday. So if anybody does want to join us for the weekend, you can head over to www.festivalunexplained.com and head over to tickets. So you can purchase either a fairy or an imp ticket. And I keep looking down at my phone all the time. There we go. Thank you very much. So Karen's moderating tonight. So she decided that she didn't want to put her makeup on, and we've been thrown in instead. So Karen's moderating tonight. Nikki's currently on holiday, so thank you for joining us from sunny Wales.
No, not sunny. Rainy Anglesey.
Marvellous.
Marvellous.
At least it's fancy around there. And good evening, Nando. I see Nando's online, Justin's online. Oh, and Beth's around as well. American Beth.
Beth Matherly. Hello, beautiful. I can't see the comments because I'm on my phone.
I've got Facebook open on my phone as well, so we will be checking. We will be checking comments as well. She says hi, Nikki.
I've just seen.
I won't take that personally, Beth. Hello. And look, Justin's here as well, and we've got Gareth on as well. So Karen will be moderating tonight, so she'll be popping up comments and questions. So if you do have anything you'd like to ask Daryl, then please do stick it in the comments box, regardless of how you're watching, so Karen can see all of those. I'll be monitoring Facebook as well and jumping in. So who has bought tickets? Who's joining us this year? If you want to pop it in the comments if you're coming with us. We do have We've got a little bit of time to kill, so unfortunately, you're just going to have to listen to this Yorkshire banter for about 10 minutes. So, who's joining us? Who's coming to the festival this year? Is there anybody?
Me.
Yeah, we're going. Is there anybody in particular looking forward to meeting then, Nikki?
Me? God. I don't think I've given it a right lot of thought, to be quite honest. I've been more tied up in decorating the ball area and planning my outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Priorities, you know.
It is. First thing we did is we all prioritised the dress first. But Nikki is taking charge this year, and she's going to be decorating the room where we're having our masquerade ball this year. So it's cost her a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort. Please don't pilfer the decorations on the table because she'll be very cross.
I'll be even crosser if anybody bursts my balloons.
Yes, there'll be a balloon arch, so let's not get carried away. So I'm sorry if balloons are a trigger. You have a phobia, but there will be many of them. Let's have a look. So yeah, we know Nando's coming. See you at the festival. Damn right you will. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that we convinced Nando to do some karaoke on the Saturday evening as well.
I think we've established so far that karaoke is non-optional. Karaoke
is very optional, and I could do it sort of back in Georgian days where they had like a dance book, you know, and you'd have like a record card of who you dance with. I need one of those for karaoke because so far I'm doing about 8 or 9 karaoke duets. So it's going to be epic. I'm going to be hoarse.
We'll save ours when everybody's well lubricated, shall we say?
Right at the end of the night as everybody's logging off. So we are still waiting for Daryl. So apologies if you have logged on to see Daryl and listen to his chew his ear off. But we are still waiting for him to come along. He's been out and about today, and we've got plenty of questions for him. So if you do have anything you'd like to ask, then please do stick it in the comments. We'll throw those in his direction. So let's have a look. We still haven't got... Oh, Karen's message, what she put here. He's going to be
No,
five.
it's going to be 5 minutes.
5 minutes. So how do we fill 5 minutes? Do we sing a song? Do we do magic tricks?
We absolutely do not sing a song. That's a treat for the festival.
So I saw that you had a chat with Dave as well, didn't you, last week? How did that go? I was on holiday.
Yeah.
I was on holiday.
Oh, we're all on holiday. Yeah, we're really good. Looking forward to meeting him at the festival. He's at Michigan Paracon this weekend, so that looks like a pretty epic weekend. I think it all gets a bit crazy there.
I'd love to just go to America and do all of the Paracons, just travel all around America and go and meet everybody. There's some.
You just have to go to Michigan Paracon and you'll meet everybody there. Literally everybody's there.
I know, but you don't get to sort of travel around though, do you? I want to have the American dream and just jump on a Harley and travel across America. And I was talking.
Can't even drive the car.
No, you're right. Be fine. But I was actually talking to somebody earlier, and they're from Maine, and I got really excited when they said they were from Maine because I instantly thought Jessica Fletcher. Is there a real life Cabot Cove? So the tourist in me just got overexcited by that. So I feel like I need to go to Maine, visit that particular Paracon. I can't help it. Maybe Fletcher is the ultimate hero. And we've resorted to waffling whilst we're waiting. So apologies for all of those that are watching and you waiting. And I can see the numbers dropping because we're talking crap. So, so Bex just commented, how about when we get there in October? How that's going? Yeah, you will meet me in October. Unfortunately, you stuck with me for the duration of October. So we do have some coming over to visit us in October. So it's October or September?
October. Very.
I live. We've lost you. Oh, there. Don't leave me.
Don't leave you. I'm on very dubious rural Welsh Wi-Fi at the minute. So, let's all pray to the Wi-Fi gods that this connection holds out.
I've just stuck the laptop on charge, so fingers crossed. We won't have a power outage. So for those that have just tuned in, we are just waiting a couple more minutes, waiting for Daryl to turn up. He's been busy out and about, so his message just says he's running a little bit late. Should be here in a few minutes. So I see Liz has joined us. Good evening, Liz. So we're just having a bit of a ramble about what we've been up to, who we've been talking to, what we're looking forward to in the festival. Has everybody bought their ball gowns? Have you all bought your tuxedos? More importantly, have you bought your mask?
I can't wait to see everybody's outfits. I think that's one of the things I'm looking forward to most.
It's going to be great, isn't it? I'm really looking forward to it. But I'm just concerned that I'm going to get all my new fake eyelashes stuck in my mask, and then I'm going to look ridiculous by the end of the night.
You've got fake eyelashes?
Yeah. We'll start a little mosh pit again, and then just sweat to death. And then look like Alice Cooper when we take our masks off. So we might be grateful for them by the end of the evening.
I'm wearing 5-inch heels and a dubious dress, so I'm not sure mosh pits are in it for me.
That's poor. It's poor effort. All right. Scared question. Apologies. So we're just waiting. Should be anytime soon. Any update, Karen? Any update from the background? Thanks. Thanks, lots of pictures so I can see your outfits. So Beth's asking for photos from the festival. Just you wait.
Beth, I'll send you a picture of my dress from when I tried it on. It's The whole of
Facebook, the whole of the world is about to be spammed up on our social media accounts when they see pictures from the festival. I think we took well over 2,000 last year. But when you meet some of your sort of paranormal heroes, it's hard not to get excited and be like, oh my God, Snapchat filter, quick. So I think the first person that I would say assaulted, but nicely I would accosted, was Patty. Went and got with Patty and had some photos with her. So she was that worked. So it was it was a bit of a joy meeting everybody. So I'm looking forward to meeting everybody this year. Looking forward to meeting Daryl. Looking forward to meeting Dan. We get to hang out with Danny again. So Karen and I stayed at my haunted hotel a few months ago, and that place is off the chart. If you get the opportunity and you're in Chester, go and book in because you won't regret it. Lighting was a little unusual, but it was really atmospheric, so it was really good in there. So if you do get the opportunity to go to Chester, go check out my haunted hotel. It was ace. Who else is
I'm
coming
coming this time.
Oh, and we have somebody here at last. We can stop rambling.
Hey, hey,
Hey guys.
hey.
Daryl, thank you. Good evening.
Say again. I'm sorry. I'm trying to still set my camera up here.
Oh, no, take your time. It's fine. I just think you've just saved the viewers because we've been rambling for 15 minutes about nonsense. So you've just saved everybody.
Yeah, you guys said 4, and it's 3, so it's all good.
We'll blame Karen for that. It's Karen's terrible time zones and things like that. She's been sat waiting 2 hours to chat to somebody before, and
oh Lord,
time zones wrong. So how are you? How are you doing?
I cannot complain. How about you?
Oh, we're all right. Nikki's on holiday, so she's happy.
You broke up on me. What was that again?
I was saying Nikki's on holiday at the moment, so she's absolutely fabulous.
Oh, cool. Where are you at?
I'm in Anglesey, throwing it down. So not great.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Well, at least you're on on vacation.
Yeah. At least I'm not at work.
Right.
It's all we can hope for. I think most of us are on countdown now anyway until the festival. Not only is it a week away from work, but it's also an opportunity to meet up with some of our heroes and catch up with some friends and do a little bit of networking, lots of dancing, singing. So I know that we chatted a couple of months ago when we did the big announcement and I was utterly fangirling. So I've calmed down now. So
you got all that out now?
I've got over it. It's out my system, so thank you.
It will happen again. It will happen again in September. It will.
Potentially. So how are things your end? What have you been up to recently?
I took the summer off. I did my last event back in June. I wanted to take the summer off because I have a really crazy schedule starting in September with the book release and everything, and just trying to get things done around the house and hang out with family and stuff. And that's what I've been doing for the last two and a half months. Yeah.
So is the new book out? It's the new book's out now, is it? Is it available?
No, it comes out September 8th, right before I fly over.
Ah, that's strategic timing.
Tell us about the book. Tell us about the book.
The Horrors of the House of Wills. That's it right there. Yes. The book, it's a true life story that happened to me back in 2014, almost 10 years ago now, of an investigation I did in Cleveland, Ohio. And it just kind of, I don't want to give too much away, but it's the build up from the investigation to what happened after. It's the only investigation that actually almost made me quit doing paranormal. That's how rough this place was on myself. Not just me, other investigators who've investigated this location over the years. I kind of compiled a lot of their stories and been doing my research on the place for almost 10 years now. And it's just it was one of those insane investigations that if you're in this field long enough, you're going to run into something like that, especially with these darker locations. And I was not mentally or physically prepared for it. And what it did was it just, like I said, it almost made me quit doing the paranormal altogether because it was just such a taxing thing. And it followed me home. I've never had anything follow me home before until that. And it was a rough ride. Yeah, it's been labeled paranormal horror. So there's some like occult type stuff in there that happened, and it's just a whole gamut of different paranormal things that happen, and quite honestly, it delves into the Satanic Church and things of that nature.
That sounds amazing. So how many times have you been back since that? That profound experience?
I went back once, not in an investigation type sense. I was actually in Cleveland. We were filming, and I stopped by there for about an hour. It took a lot for me to get me back into the building. I didn't want to go back. I sat in the parking lot for about a good 25-30 minutes before I even entered. And the only reason I went in because a bunch of other people went in. I'm like, well, I gotta face this thing now. This is way before I wrote the book. This is probably about a year and a half after the events that happened there. And so that's the only time I've been back. I'll be back in Cleveland this October 13th, Friday the 13th, for a book signing there. And so I don't know if I'll be at the House of Wills, but I will be in Cleveland. Yeah.
Sounds amazing. So are you bringing some of those books over here to the UK? Are we able to purchase those?
Yes, I will have them there. They'll be there for sale. So yeah, I'll have plenty of them with me. So stop by, check me out, and I'll have everything there. Yeah.
I think when we hear stories about some of the paranormal activity that happens in America, I think as Brits sometimes we maybe find that a little hard to understand or to appreciate, your kind of hauntings. See, a lot of our buildings are so old. What do you think that it is that makes some of the locations, such as the House of Wills, such an incredibly haunted and paranormal building?
I think, and quite honestly, I mean, this is not just in America. This is everywhere. There's such a crazy history here from the way it started, and this country. I mean, it's still young. It's it was only founded in 1776, but there were settlers here way before that, and the things that went down, and just the history. Some of these locations, we have some of the biggest, like, penitentiaries and asylums in the world here. That's the way we ran things back in the 17th and 18th century, and on up even to like the 19, like places like Penhurst were still running all the way up to the late 80s, and it's only been closed for 35, 40 years. So it's still kind of fresh. And some of these locations, people were not treated well. They were not. I think that's why some of our hauntings are so insane over here. And plus, I think there's a little bit of it, these places that have been on TV and stuff kind of blows it up a little bit, and it makes it a little more crazier than they might be. But I tell you, some of the locations I've done over the years, and I've done over 400 investigations, a handful of them are similar to the House of Wills, the book. And I tell you, some of these locations are no joke. I mean, I can't wait to get over to the UK and with you guys and do some investigating just to, kind of, see how it is. I'll only be there for a week, but it's going to be interesting to kind of, compare.
Yeah, it's actually 19 days until you fly over. Are you packed and ready?
I am not packed. I'm ready as much as I can be. But no, it's my packing skills are pretty on point. I know how to pack, so I can pack pretty fast, and I can pack relatively where I can get pretty much everything in one bag except for my merch. So yeah.
So when you arrive, we are taking you on a very small magical mystery tour of the north of England. Yeah. So we haven't told you about where you're going. Except that one of the locations that you'll be staying in was built in the 1100s, and it has quite a reputation here in the UK. So I'm sure that we're in for a pretty decent night, just staying in one hotel room. So is there anything in particular you're looking forward to about the festival this year? It's quite new to the UK, is the festival. It's only our second in person. So is there anything particularly looking forward to trying or experiencing, or anybody you're looking forward to meeting?
Yeah, I am really looking forward to meeting the people of the UK, the people over there in England, and getting to meet some of the fan base that I've never had a chance to meet, and really getting to know people and kind of and just testing out the waters and the food and things of that nature, and just it's a whole different experience. So I can't wait to get over there and try all that out, and like I said, get to meet the people. It's a big thing. Yeah.
Have you ever been over here before?
I have not. I've never been to the UK. No.
Baptism of fire.
I love that. I love that you're coming over and your first experience of the UK is going to be stuck with us weirdos. So it's going to be great. Well,
it could be worse, I guess. Yeah.
It could be a lot worse. Yeah, it could. But we're definitely looking forward to having you over, because we've seen you on our screens and we've all heard your podcasts for many, many years now, and you're such a public figure that many look up to within the UK as well. We don't. So I suppose we've been a little bit behind the US with regards to, sort of our paranormal styles and our investigative styles, the TV shows that are produced over here as well. So you're a little bit of a legend over here.
Oh, jeez.
He's not going to fit out the door.
I can't wait. I mean, I like, if you ever watched my podcast, my old podcast, I mean, my two co-hosts were from the UK, and Alex and Helena King, and they always wanted to come over here, and I always wanted to go over there, of course. But so it's gonna be fun.
The big question, though, Daryl. Big question.
Yeah,
it's on everybody's mind. What are you going to sing for us on karaoke?
Oh Lord, I have no idea. I was just thinking about that the other night. I don't know. I guess whatever
kept him awake at night.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look at the karaoke list, I guess. I've never done karaoke before. So
yeah. It's a time of firsts.
It is a holiday of firsts, yeah. We've actually just had a question come through, and it is an important question. As you're visiting the UK, will you be eating fish and chips? Of all
yes,
the questions,
I will. I'm actually looking forward to fish and chips. It's not one of our things over here. I take it chips are French fries, right? Am I correct on that?
Chunky chips, yeah, chunky fries.
Okay,
yeah.
So and the fish is usually fried, which I like. I like fried. I eat a lot of fish. I eat a lot of poultry and stuff of that nature too, meats. So yeah, I can't wait to try out the fish and chips. Absolutely.
There you go, Gary. Your question's been answered. So, Gary usually he comes on lots of investigations with us, and he does always have the most incredible questions when we speak to guests. So thank you, Gary, for your fish and chip question.
That's a good one.
It's brilliant. So the location that we're staying in is obviously it's a very old building. Don't want to give too many details away because we're doing an investigation in there on the Thursday night, along with the VIP guests. Do you have any particular investigative style that you might be coming over and trying to teach some of us in the UK?
Well, I mean, I'm very open to learning other people's styles, and I like if there's something I like, I'll adopt it and use it myself. My particular way of investigating, especially these days in the last 5 or 6 years, is as a complete observer. I go in, I observe what's going on with the investigation, especially with me doing a lot of events. Like I do a lot of events where I go with the public and they investigate. I kind of sit back, watch. I kind of tune in and help out where I see things could be better. And if someone wants to use it, hey, well, they're more than welcome to. But my way of investigating is, and the reason I do that with the complete observer is I don't like bringing things home with me. So, and what I mean by that is, because like I said, with my book, that's what happened to me. I went in there completely open and investigated as if I was untouchable, and I don't like doing that anymore. I kind of put up a shield, but I'll be there. I'll be right in the mix with everybody investigating. I can't wait to see your guys, the way you guys do things over there. I'm sure it's not much different than the way we do things, because I tell you quite honestly, anywhere you go, it's always different from each state to each location. It's always different. Someone always doing something different, but you always have the same softball questions where people are, when were you born? How old are you? When did you die? It's like, come on.
Mix it up a bit.
Sorry, my small person's walked in through the door. He's probably looking for a snack. Shoot. Person alert. That's the problem. It's school holidays at the moment, so unfortunately, just the kids are everywhere. So sorry about that. But so we have investigated Bosworth Hall before, and we've had some. Well, I know that Karen in particular picked up a really incredible response to a question, which actually it just kind of told her where they were killed, whereabouts in the building they were murdered. So that's a pretty impressive piece of evidence. So we're hoping that we can try and top that this year.
Wow. Yeah, that is good. I mean, when you get like a direct, answer like that, from a question that you've asked or something, that's pretty impressive. Yeah.
So you'll be aware as well that we are kidnapping you for the day as well and taking you off to out a secret location. So we're taking all of our VIP guests out for the day. So we're going to go on a coach. We're going to sing some songs. We're going to drink. We're going to drink our Panda Pop, and I'm going to hand out crisps. And we're going to go to a secret location for the day. Is there anywhere in the UK you wish you could go? Is there anything on your bucket list?
Oh wow. I mean, I think I was telling Karen this a while back. Any place like castles, anything like that. I mean, I don't know a lot of locations over there, what their names are or anything, but I tell you, I mean, anything like you said, this one place was from it was 1100s. Yeah, so it was someplace like that would be amazing. I mean, any of those kind of type of locations. Castles, things of that nature, things you see in movies.
Yeah, there's plenty of those going around. There's plenty of those driving up and down the M1. So the day trip is all planned actually, and it's going to be hosted by our good friend Penny. So Penny is a haunted historian.
Cool.
I was trying to catch her to come on tonight, but she's busy, unfortunately. But Penny's going to be doing the tour, and she did one last year of Bosworth Battlefield. And that was just amazing. It was chucking it down with rain, but still it was incredible. So looking forward to this year. And I think that all of our guests will too. I'm really sorry. Just bear with me.
And nobody's going to find out where we're going, because even if Rachel wanted to spill the tea, she can't pronounce it. So no danger of her letting that one out.
My child upstairs. Sorry about that. She's driving me nuts.
Is that Cora by any chance?
No, the big one. It looks like they're going to roll the red carpet out. Sounds like you have to share when you get back to the States. Oh, George. Yeah. We're absolutely going to roll the red carpet.
I'll definitely be posting a lot of stuff on my social media that week from the locations. Absolutely, George. You'll get to see it. George, he's actually, I've known him for several years. I've never met George or his family, but they're from California, and he's a big supporter of me. So thank you, George.
Although, sorry, George, but he may not look like this when he returns back to the United States. So apologies. He's missing and half a beard. A couple of face tattoos. I've actually seen a few lives with George, where he's done some chats with some investigators within the UK, and he's fabulous. He's so knowledgeable. So I love watching his lives. He's so informative. Yeah. But maybe we'll have to try and bring him over. Do you think he'd be up for it?
Yeah, we need more people like George in the paranormal field, especially over here. He's so well balanced and just a well-rounded guy. Him and his family, great people. They don't get into the drama, which I like.
So I'm just having a look through the comments to see if there are any questions. So does anybody have any questions they'd like to put to Daryl? Has anybody got anything they'd like to know? Are they eager to find out anything about him?
About the book?
The book? There it is. There it is. The book.
Yeah, there it is. And there's about 150 of them right behind my desk over here. So
I can't remember long. So you were mentioning with the book when you went to that particular location is you took something home with you. So how did you find that? When did you first start to notice signs that you'd taken something home with you, and how did you get over that?
Pretty much right away. Within 12 to 24 hours, I started noticing things. I even noticed things on the drive home, which we drove there, which is about 8.5, 9 hour drive. Coming back, was really feeling it. Yeah, just feeling, didn't feel myself, that's for sure. Near to the guy, the other investigator, Keith, who I was with, and got back home, and I started noticing things within, like I said, the first day, and it just kind of built from there. The way I don't want to give too much away because it's in the book, but the way I got rid of it was really, and I know I reached out to different people in the field, people who've dealt with this type of stuff before, and some of it worked a little bit. It worked for a while, then it come back. Honestly, I found God. Really, I had to find God. I did, and that's and I because I wasn't a praying person, I wasn't a church going person or anything like that ever before, and that's the only thing that really got me through it. To be honest with you.
It sounds it's pretty intense. I know that. I've brought something home once before, but I actually found it quite easy to rid of it. It sort of presented itself as something that was a physical manifestation rather than something that attached to me personally, to my soul. So I can't wait to read about it in the book. And all clear now? Did you learn a valuable lesson?
I learned a very valuable lesson, and it matured me. People ask me, would you change anything? Would you have not went? I don't think I would change anything because it made me who I am now. It matured me as an investigator. It set me on a different path than I was on at the time, and it made me a more rounded, better person, not just an investigator, but a person in life. And no, I wouldn't change anything, to be honest with you. It was a life lesson learned, and I learned a lot from it. And I tell you, when I wrote the book, I wrote the book 2 years ago. And, sitting down and writing it was therapy for me, to be honest with you. It was me getting it, rehashing the whole thing, getting it off my chest, kind of, just like I said, going to a therapist and just tell them all your problems and your thoughts and things. Because I had buried that stuff for so long, almost, at the time, 7 or 8 years. And I've been asked, being on podcasts and radio shows and things of that nature, people will always ask me, what's the craziest place you've ever been? And, I would tell them the House of Wills. And I would, I'd give them the story. And they would always say, man, you need to write a book. You need to write a book. And finally, when COVID hit, I had time and I sat down and wrote it. And so definitely wouldn't change anything about it. And I'm kind of glad it did happen in a way.
So just on the line of books there, we've actually got a question. Again, this is from Gary, our favourite Scouser. So which paranormal book have you read that was riveting to read?
Ooh, I wouldn't really say it's a paranormal book, but probably if you want to learn something, the Higher and Lower Keys of Solomon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can learn a lot from that. Because, paranormal books are, there's, it's if it's true, it's a true life story or whatever, you're looking from the perspective of the investigator or whoever it happened to. But the Higher and Lower Keys of Solomon, you can actually learn a life lesson from, and you can learn a lot. When I read that several years ago, it really opened my mind to a lot of things.
Yeah, it's fascinating because I once came across somebody who was so obsessed that he said that he'd tried to open doors, and he'd gone to visit a rabbi, and it's because he'd been so obsessed with a book and misinterpreted the contents of the book. And that's probably some of the trouble we fall into when we're going out and we're doing house cleansing and helping people, is that they misinterpret what they read. And it's a bit of a scary process when you really don't understand the context behind some of these stories or the folklore or where it all comes from. So we've got another question, and it's from George. I have watched Daryl for a few years. My question to him is this: what have you noticed about yourself changing how you investigate since day one when you started? It's a really good question.
Ooh, don't take this wrong. I think what I see the most, especially within the last 5 years after being on TV and everything. Please, this is me saying this. I used to enjoy it a lot more because I didn't have the pressure of, I guess, teaching and being this kind of like the center of attention when I'm doing events and things of that nature, where I used to be able to just kind of go into a location with my wife or, you know, friends or whatever, and just concentrate on the location. Yeah, I think that's what I see changed the most. I've matured a lot, especially in the last, you know, 5 or 6 years, and where it's more of a business for me now than it is actually like a hobby, where it used to be a hobby where, you know, you kind of did it once or twice a month maybe, and you went out on the weekend, you had fun with family and friends. Now it's like, it's business. It's go time when I go to an investigation. You know, Daryl, the fun guy, kind of disappears, and then it's you know, focus.
So do you do much with the general public? Do you do events with the general public, or do you still try to do sort of team only, friends and family? Do you ever get the opportunity to go investigating with members of the public?
I do. Yeah, I do events all the time. Like I said earlier, I took the last 2 months off. I mean, I'm usually booked two to three times a month with public events. Like, I just travel and do public events where I'm, you know, I could be with 20 people or 100 people at some of these places, and that's you know, the business I'm kind of in right now. That's what I'm doing. So yeah, so like I said, in September it kind of kicks back up for me. Even though I took the last couple months off, but September 2nd is my first event. I'm back on the road. I'll be in Jersey at the Red Mill in Clinton, New Jersey, and then the weekend after I'm at Hell House Paracon. Then I fly out to you guys that Sunday, and then when I come back, it's event. Yeah, public event.
So calendar's kind of busy then, and it's that busy time of year, isn't it, where everybody tends to be out investigating over October, as everybody tends to think.
September, October.
We're wanted in October.
Yeah, well, even like this time of year, end of August is when it starts really picking up. Because I mean, even like you go into our stores over here, our retail stores, all the Halloween decorations are already out, things of that nature. So people are like already getting ready for it. And then the weather starts changing in September, where it starts cooling down. Like now, where I'm at, it's in the 90s. You know, but when that weather starts changing and that fall weather starts coming in, everyone gets into the Halloween spirit. They all want to do the paranormal and Halloween type things. So yeah, it gets pretty crazy there for about 3 months.
Yeah, the only problem here is when it hits that peak paranormal time of October, is that it's bloody freezing. So we're all wrapped in like 40 layers of jumpers. It's so cold. None of our buildings have any insulation or central heating, any fans, we don't have air conditioning either. So be prepared when you come over. Air conditioning is a window.
I know how to open it. So I should be fine.
It shouldn't be too warm.
Well, my in-laws live in Belgium, so yeah, I hear about the not having AC and stuff all the time. So I hear about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I remember shouldn't be too bad.
Well, when Dan came over last year, and he went into his hotel room, and I took him a plug. So we have different plugs over here. So I did send a link in a group chat so you can purchase the right plug. Well, he said to me, "So where's the air conditioning?" And he just pointed at the window, and he was, "So that's it. That's the air conditioning." It's a bit of a shock sometimes to visitors to the UK for the first time that we just don't do air conditioning, mainly because we don't like spending money, and the cost of energy here is extortionate.
Oh, so, same. Yeah. We're just so used to it. I mean, the cost of electric bill here a month is staggering. It really is. I mean, I think my electric bill last month was $450 American dollars, $450. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Right.
So we have another comment back from George as well, saying, "I see the change in you from looking from the outside of your bubble. I see you are more chill, not stressed. Love the guy I see. Keep rocking, brother." That's a real brilliant. Love it. That's a great comment.
Yes, thank you, George.
That's so nice.
I can't see who any of these comments are from. All mine just say Facebook user.
I'm on Facebook, so I am having a Facebook stalk as well. So double check because with Karen being on, Karen's moderating, but unfortunately, Scouse Gary and Dennis are having a bit of banter, so we're trying to skip through them. So it's never enough. Yeah, it's never got enough air conditioning according to Lynn. No. So excuse me a second. Let's get comfortable. I've been sat on this sofa far too long tonight. So another thing with the festival is obviously you're doing your talk. So you have 90 minutes allocated. And I think that I can announce as well that you will be doing your talk on the Saturday. So for anybody who's got the Saturday tickets purchased, so Daryl will be talking on the Saturday. Can we have like a sneaky hint as to what you might be talking about, or do you want to keep that top secret?
No, I mean, truthfully, I mean, I'll be talking about, my time getting started in the paranormal, all the way up to Ghost Hunters, the TV show, other projects I worked on, like Epic Haunts, the book, especially because that's what I'm really pushing right now, because that's like my focus. And I'm completely open to questions. Like I usually very adaptable to people's questions. So people start asking questions, I just kind of I'll roll with it and just keep going in that direction until something else changes. Yeah. No, I have no like game plan. I could bring like a boring, PowerPoint over there. I won't do that to you guys. I do that at like my college events. I do university and college events in the States where like they want everything PowerPoint, and it's kind of like it's boring. I don't like doing it that way. So no, we'll have a good time with whatever gets thrown at me. I'll answer it. I'm very open.
I think you've handled this situation here very well, because Nikki's on holiday and I've had to step in for Gemma this evening, I'm afraid. That's why you're stuck with me. Gemma's not very well today, so I've swooped in. So sorry for not being more prepared and asking questions.
We both didn't. Neither of us knew we were doing this until an hour ago.
Oh wow!
You know what? We love it. We're so glad that we're able to do it. It's always good to have a catch up.
It's my fault because I'm very bad about writing things down and putting it in my calendar. And I know Karen hit me up a couple of weeks ago about this, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I completely forgot until she texted me this morning around, I don't know, 10:30, 11 o'clock my time. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, let's do it. So yeah.
Well, do you know what I find easiest is just to blame Karen.
Yeah, we'll just blame Karen. Everything's
Karen. It's the easiest thing to do. She takes it like a trooper as well. She takes it on the chin. But just blame Karen. That's what I do. And when this live finishes, she's going to come into the studio and she's going to give me some right crap for that. So
yeah, she is.
She's done me in. So I know that so I'm assuming that you've met most of the American speakers or all of the American speakers that are coming over this year.
Yeah, I know all of them. Yeah. I think, I know Dave, I know Dan. I'm not sure who else I've met on the roster.
So we've got Rob as well, Rob Thompson.
I've never met Rob. I know Rob through social media. He talks to me through it there, but I've never personally met Rob. No.
Yeah, he's such a great guy. I think, he's such a really good guy.
Yeah.
Got a really nice mixture of people this year, and all of you are so sociable. I don't think anyone's ever going to go to bed and just stop talking and drinking all night. So we've got Danny Moss, who is I think he's probably one of our biggest stars here in the UK. I would say, from the paranormal world. He's on lots of TV programs. He's on YouTube. He's all over social media, and he also helps out at the My Haunted Hotel in Chester, which before you joined, I was just telling everybody that Karen and I went and spent the night there a couple of months ago, and it's just out of this world. It's just the most bonkers place. And we also have Penny Griffith-Morgan, who's our haunted historian. And we're also being joined by Neil Story as well, a true gentleman with a marvellous moustache. And he'll be joining us too. So, we've got 2 historians and a paranormal investigator with us. So working, with TAPS, did you have an opportunity to ever meet any of the British investigators in the past?
No, I mean, I wasn't with TAPS. None of us on our show are TAPS now. No, I've met British investigators before, but I've never, none of them that you guys consider TV. No.
Yeah, because I think that we, for a long time here, we were, as I said before, we're so far behind with regards to, investigating and sort of breaking those walls down, those boundaries. It was still such a huge taboo here in the UK to even talk about the paranormal. For us, it was something that Victorians did with smoke and mirrors.
Right.
So I suppose, having all the shows from America and then having the opportunity to meet investigators from America kind of broke down those boundaries for us and opened it up for more people within the UK to start investigating. So for that, America, we salute you. Thank you.
Well, it's like that over here until like the mid 2000s. It was taboo. And then the shows started coming out and kind of making it more mainstream, and then you got people. It's funny. I was just thinking of this yesterday. Like people's over here, their weekend hobbies were golf and things of that nature. Now you think about it, people go ghost hunting. So it's so weird. It really is, because when I got into this, like I said, almost 20 years ago, it was taboo. Like you didn't talk about it. Like you went on the weekends, you did your thing, and it was your thing. And then maybe a handful of people you talk to about it. Like everywhere you go, like people have, like, it's funny, everyone's had an experience. And just hearing the people who are even the skeptics come out and say, well, I had this happen, in my aunt's house when I was a kid, or, whatever the story may be. And just hearing these stories is funny now, because it's like everyone's open to it, very open.
How did you find lockdown with regards to sort of reports of paranormal activity? Did you have many more people message you to say they were experiencing more paranormal activity during lockdown through COVID? Did you find there was a difference there?
I found it was a difference after, like when things started opening back up, because you got to remember a lot of these locations were shut down for almost a year. Mm-hmm. So you had these really like locations that did paranormal almost every day of the week for many years. All of a sudden they're shut down for a year. And then when these people started coming back in and investigating, it got a little crazy. Like, it was funny because I actually would, you're talking about Dan. I actually went to Hinsdale right after they opened their doors back up. I was like one of the first events there. And that place was very off the charts that night. I'd been there before. But this had been years ago. I want to say it was like 2015 or 20 something. Yeah, maybe 2015 I was there. But I went back last year and did an event there last winter in 2022. And right after they opened back up, and I tell you, the place was, you could tell the difference, like the activity, because you got to figure at some of these locations, they feed off of human energy. Mm-hmm. So all that energy coming back into that location, it's been dormant for, 8, 10 months, 12 months. And they picked back up. That's what I noticed the most.
I think because one of the things that we noticed during lockdown is the amount of private hauntings. People were messaging saying that they were experiencing some really active and miserable times at home, and reaching out for help and not knowing what to do. And we put that down to, it was being at home, the negativity surrounding them, not being able to go out, see friends, family, loved ones. So we saw a huge increase in reports of paranormal activity during lockdown. And straight after lockdown was lifted, we went out to a location, and I think we were just bombarded constantly. So it'd been a mixture of both. So residential hauntings had increased. And then, as you say, doors open again, and you go to some of these super haunted locations, and they're just mind-blowingly active again.
Yeah, that's what I was getting. And you hit the nail around the head with what you're saying. You got to remember, all these people are locked. I think you guys may have had a little bit worse than we did over here. It varied from state to state here. But you had all these people who were locked in their houses for the first time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for God knows how long. And then quite honestly, they're starting to notice things. Maybe things they didn't notice before because they're at work, or they're when they get home, they go to bed. I think that had a lot to do with it also. I think some of it was cabin fever. People, I had it because here in Delaware where I live, the first, I think, maybe month was the worst, where it's like you could leave your house, but it was limited to people who could be in a store at the time. Like I think it was like 5 people, like in a grocery store over here. There's hundreds of people in a grocery store over here at one time. It was things like that, so it was very hard to get around and do things for the first month or so, and then you're stuck in a house and you start getting cabin fever. But I will say with me, it was kind of a, like when it happened, I was actually, when COVID hit, I was actually filming. We were filming Ghost Hunters, and we were actually I think we were in Utah or Alaska, and when it really hit, like I came home for a couple of days and everything went into lockdown. So it was kind of like having an early vacation, like, oh shit, I don't have to do anything for a month. It's like, oh yeah, I don't have to travel. I don't have to fly anywhere. I don't have to entertain anybody. But then after that first month, you're like, oh shit, this sucks. So yeah, it's bad. Yeah.
Yeah, we all got there after about 6 months. It was like, this is really shit. It wasn't just crap anymore. It was awful.
It was a little more.
I never got any time off at all.
Yeah. I it's a part of a history I don't want to remember, to be honest with you. You don't want my views on it.
Just like you and Rachel need to talk.
We will discuss this in 90 days. And
I'm going to leave the room.
You can leave the room. I have enough tinfoil hats for those that need them. But I'm joking. But no, I reckon
she's not joking.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to have to wrap this up, I'm afraid. So thank you for joining us. Really do appreciate it. And so sorry we weren't as prepared as we should have been. But we got there. We did an hour. I think that's not too shabby.
No. It was great, guys. Thank you for having me on.
It was great to have George join us as well and drop some questions and comments in there as well. What a dude. We need to get him in.
I can't wait to get with you
guys messages.
About 3 weeks from now. So yeah, I'll see you then.
19 days.
Yep. Go check the book out, guys. You can pre-order it now on Barnes & Noble, Amazon, books.org, books.com, you name it. It's there.
And if you want them signing, you can come see this young man at the Festival of the Unexplained on the Saturday and Sunday. You can go grab your tickets now. Karen has put the link up there on the screen. So head to www.festivalunexplained.com/tickets. And I'm not going with the rest of that because it's too small and my glasses are old. So if you do want to come and join us at the festival, we are much better behaved in person, we promise. So thank you very much for joining us, and thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Nikki, for joining us from Wales. Enjoy the rest of your holiday. Good night, everybody, and see you all in about 22 days. Thank you.
See you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.